Here's the thing. The migration crisis of the last 10 years was and continues to be a major challenge. There's no debate about that. It would be dishonest to claim that we've found the perfect policy response to the largest refugee movement in modern history. But that's a topic that we'll have to explore in future videos because there's a lot to talk about there. So subscribe and support the channel on Patreon to help us do that properly. There have obviously been attacks and crimes by asylum seekers and refugees in the last 10 years, and those crimes need to be dealt with. But those cases are not a justification to deny the human rights of hundreds of thousands of refugees, just like the neo-Nazi murder of the NSU or the attacks in Cologne, Bamberg, Munich, Halle, Hanau, and the Walter Lübcke, among plenty of others, are not a justification to punish or deport all white Germans. And that's just neo-Nazi-related attacks. But it's funny how different the coverage is when a white German rams a car into pedestrians or does a knife attack than when it's committed by an asylum seeker or dark-skinned immigrant. When looking at the broader picture of the rate of violent crime in Germany, while there has been some fluctuation in the last 10 years, at least some of that can be explained by an explosion of violent hate crimes against migrants and refugees. But more importantly, despite all of that, the crime rate in the last 10 years is near an all-time low, and nothing from the last decades comes anywhere close to the early 2000s, let alone the 1990s. And while I was editing this video, the IFO Institute published a study analyzing district-level police data from all over Germany for 5 years, concluding that more immigration, whether in general or specifically with regard to refugees, does not increase crime. The image you get from right-wing media painting Western Europe as this wretched hive of scum and villainy invaded by dark-skinned foreigners constantly raping and attacking people, and Western countries becoming increasingly unsafe because of that, is wildly blown out of proportion. And that's how you get people saying shit like this.
Die Sicherheit hier in Deutschland ist halt einfach nicht mehr gegeben, wenn man das mal so sagen kann.
So, das Thema Migration, was denken Sie dazu?
Ich sag mal so, ich äußere mich dazu in dem Sinne nicht zu doll, weil am Ende versteht irgendwer falsch und wisst, wie ich meine, und dann ist man sofort abgestempelt.
And it's no coincidence that the map of the AfD's electoral success perfectly overlaps with the areas with the fewest immigrants in Germany. It's not because immigrants are shifting the vote by massively voting against the AfD as neo-Nazis online suggests. It's that the people who live in high immigrant areas are generally less supportive of anti-immigrant parties because the people who live there realize that it's not that big of a deal. But the media environment and rhetoric around immigration has made it acceptable for official government institutions to publish cartoons like this one. This was published by the Bavarian Interior Ministry. And if that doesn't look like a Nazi caricature straight from the 1930s, I don't know what does. What I do know is that the AfD also loves to echo Nazi imagery and rhetoric.